This is Plastic Adventures.
Hey, everybody, it is Steve with the Plastic Adventures toy community, and I am joined as always by Doug. And if you are here, you found yourself on another episode of the Toy Mill. We've been out of action for a little bit, but it's because it's the holidays, we're old, and we got all these family things that we're doing all the time. But nonetheless, there has been some really, really cool stuff announced and shown over the last couple of weeks. And well, god darn it, we're just so excited we got to share it with you. So
That's right.
yeah. You want me to start us off, Doug? I got
Kick us
several
off.
items.
Tell us what has been going on in the world of toys.
Okay, let's start with like least exciting, but still kind of cool. Did you see the new Wheeljack for Transformers?
The yellow one?
Nope, not the yellow one. This is a
Oh.
Wheeljack, like the real Wheeljack,
Like a proper Wheeljack?
Yes, we're getting a Cybertronian mode Wheeljack, so he turns into that boxy van thing.
Yeah, that's right. I saw his legs. I wasn't too happy with his legs.
Yeah, I mean, like there was some sacrifices made, but you can fit Bumblebee in the back of them.
Oh, really? Like when they shove him in the back and and he's like all crooked.
He opens up, and I think, yeah, he opens up, and I think you can flip Bumblebee's little thighs or his wing things up, and he'll fit in the back of this Wheeljack figure.
That's funny. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was really neat. I mean, it's just one of those that there's still a few I kind of want them to get to, but it's an obscure figure that's great. It's not like Crosscut or some repaint figure, or like when they tried to stretch the line out at the end of this year with those last figures where you get like Tan Hound, Detritus.
Yeah, all of the. I mean, I know that some people really like that, so I'm not going to complain about it. It's just not in my wheelhouse for collecting, right? I'm excited for the, like, when we got Bombshell. That was cool. But
Yeah,
for every Bombshell we get, we're going to get 4 of the weird neon Transformers animated, things that are just not ours, that just we don't collect anymore. But that's fine. What it means is that every Transformer toy collector is getting something.
Yeah, and I mean, we've gotten Cybertron mode Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten Cybertron mode Bumblebee. We got Wheeljack. I mean, are we missing anybody else from that original cartoon that showed?
Soundwave. Remember, he turned into that light post.
Boy, that's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah. There's the
ready.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. They'll never see me if I don't look them in the eyes. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. There. Okay.
There's the Seekers that they've done many, many times, but I don't think they've ever done the Cybertronian transforming quite right, because they in the for Siege they tried to make them into the triangles, but they still tried to make them look like airplanes. And I think it's really hard to kind of do the Cybertronian mode to transform them from that into a jet robot.
It's a lot easier
unless you're going to have a lot of front facing pieces that are just not part of the transformation at all, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to have some hidden things that have to fold over, but I don't know. I don't think they'll give us a really good one yet. I think the ones from the Siege are the closest that we're going to get.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to do that. I mean, in a cartoon, you can make a robot turn into a D4 anytime.
Totally. Yep, exactly.
No big deal. Magic of cartoons, but
real world physics just doesn't allow for that.
Yeah, there was several kind of neat Transformers reveals. Did you see the bridge set that comes with Soundwave, Shockwave, and Megatron?
Yeah, that one. So if I didn't already have those 3 figures, it might be a good set. They're recolored a little bit. And Soundwave comes with more tapes. I'm not too excited. I'm not like chomping at the bit to get that one because I already have those 3. But it is a good set. Like if you didn't get Shockwave or Soundwave or even Megatron, that's a good set to get your hands on.
Yeah, it's a terrific jumping in point if you haven't had it. And I think some of these molds have been done before where they had like the battle damage and wear paint apps.
Yep.
and I think they look pretty clear on this one. They look really
Yeah.
good.
So I mean, they're not bad. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not something you should get. You definitely should if you don't have them. It's just kind of a for collectors who already picked up those molds like twice already, right?
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
Shockwave, and then you have Galactic Man for Megatron, and then you have the Siege Ultimate Megatron, and then for Soundwave you have that one. You have the tape deck, and then you have the reissued Legacy Soundwave. It's like, oh, we're getting another one. Okay, I guess if I hadn't had the chance to get them yet, thank you, Hasbro. But
I like it. It's the kind of reissue that I can get behind because they're just making it a one-time deal, a special set of 3. It's not gonna. They're not taking up space in waves. You know what I mean? Like they're not taking the slots from stuff that could be really cool that we're gonna get. So I liked that. Did you happen to see the little? There's a short video and some images from a con in Singapore where they showed the Titan class tidal wave.
Oh, I was going to bring that one up. Yeah, totally. He looks pretty cool. And so that one, I think they said something about Armada Megatron.
We've had one, yeah.
Has some kind of combination with tidal wave.
Oh, that tidal wave's a giant figure.
Yeah, he's giant. Yeah.
I can assume that Megatron will be inserted in some way, but I'm not going to make any guesses as to where.
But he also comes with like 2 smaller pack-in robots, Transformers, more like weaponizers, but still pretty cool, I think. Yeah, he's gigantic, man. Tidal Wave came in Transformer series after I stopped collecting. Like he was later Transformers, but that doesn't take away from how cool he looks. I mean, he is a seriously big Transformer.
I think that Tidal Wave's probably the coolest of the really big ones because they had a version of Metroplex where he turned into like some giant construction vehicle with a saw blade on it. And then they did a Titan class kind of mashup where they kind of made him again. I didn't like that the Arc transformed. I didn't like that the Nemesis transformed. But what do you do with those to get like a cool Arc or Nemesis?
Yeah.
But Tidal Wave, yeah, he's definitely the coolest of the newer series of really big guys.
Yeah. Well, and let's give credit where it's due. I mean, at least he's not broadside. Right. Like his size actually fits what he transforms into.
when you make jump starters look good, then there's some trouble there.
Yeah.
Oh man, what did you do with that one? You like folded out 2 feet, tipped the aircraft carrier up, and then like exposed a head, and there was your robot. It was
it was not great. It was not great.
Like Quick Switch is a stupid looking transformer. But
Quick Switch is oh my gosh, that is like you know how Hound has the tiny little arms?
Oh yeah.
Like Quick Switch is even worse.
Yeah, he Quick Switch and Broadside. But I mean at least Quick Switch has articulation.
Yeah.
Boy, Sparkabots are better than Broadside. Anyways, not news that we're talking about there, but Tidal Wave is incredibly cool. Very, very awesome. Big guy. I had to stop because I have a spatial issue here. So
yeah,
I got the G1s, Metroplex and Omega. And
if they wanted, I'd love to get that Omega Supreme reissue that they did for as the Guardian. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll ever re-release Omega Supreme in his original colors again. It would be nice if they did.
I think there was talk of doing that, another run like they did with the Siege Jetfire that everybody wanted to get. Anyways, we digress.
Yeah.
Transformer news, lastly, that I can think of to bring up. Our Commander class next year is going to be Optimus Prime, and we thought we saw him, but we didn't.
Oh, the one that we saw with the trailer, that's not the one we're getting?
Yeah, apparently that's kind of been debunked as a fan dress-up thing. Like, man, you guys out there, you're getting so good at all this digital art and recoloring and everything. So, but you know what? Had that been the real deal, that picture you sent me, I was about to bust a gasket. I was so excited with how
It
that
was a good one. It was a,
But
it was a really
essentially,
good
what
one.
this means is we're going to get a Optimus Prime figure that's probably about leader class size now. But then his trailer is probably going to be ape crap, like
It's
all
gonna be.
kinds
It's not going to be the right scale. I'll bet you. Because the last couple of ones that they've released for Prime, his trailer has been small.
I know, but this one is a $90 figure. So they're hitting you for you're getting a $50 figure in there. And rather than getting like that tiny little trailer that folds up into nothing, you got another, $40 worth of toy that you can make a great trailer out of. So it's really hard to top that Earthrise Optimus Prime, but I think there's a few things they could do to get it there. But the trailer and roller and everything, it's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait until it's revealed. I'm a big Optimus Prime guy. I don't buy everyone now, but
so tell me, Steve, as an Optimus Prime collector, at what point do you go from being excited to see an Optimus Prime release to going, oh shit, another Optimus Prime I gotta buy? Where's that shift?
That shift is like once you happen into what would be considered the penultimate version. Like if there's something that you get, I have Masterpiece, I have Siege, I have Earthrise, and all these other ones, but I'm gonna tell you, like, once Earthrise came, that mold, it's not. How do I quantify it? Like, I love the Light of Freedom, like the knockoff Masterpiece Prime. It's great, but when you look at a toy from like a toy perspective, what you could put in a kid's hand or like a collector, you don't beat Earthrise's sculpt ever.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like it hit that. And I have not seen another Optimus Prime that's come since that lives up to that. There's been different, like the VNR Optimus Prime that turns into a Volvo. I love what that looks like. I did buy that, but I skip on other releases. Anything that comes out in the little kids version, Earth Spark or any of those ones, I typically skip those.
Yeah,
they kind of look like their proportions are odd, or they've got like a lot of
there's
sacrifices
design elements to them that I'm not really keen.
But yeah, as the Optimus Prime collector, well, one, you say how much space do I have to show them, and two, is this next one going to top what just came?
Right.
Commander class has a chance to do that, to be like a mini masterpiece. But you could stop at Earthrise Optimus Prime and you're done. Until they start messing with scale or something again, and you got to get one because he's too small. But I mean, that figure is just so damn good that it's hard to beat.
Yep. He's got to be my favorite Optimus Prime so far, besides the real G1 with the childhood memories. But if I was to hold both of those together as a kid and go, which one do you want, Doug? I'm going to take the Siege, the Earthrise Optimus every time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like 11 out of 10 times you're going to take that.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah. So as a Prime collector, I am jazzed about this one. And I did put the money down on one of those revisited G1s with all the extra articulation.
Oh,
and
yeah. What do they call that one? The Missing Link?
Yeah, Missing Link. I didn't buy the trailer one. I bought the anime version of it. But I'm not going to see it for like another 5-6 months.
Right.
So let's see here. Getting straightened out on the news. Poor G.I. Joe. We're not getting the mothership, it looks like, because it failed.
Did it not get its total backers?
They needed 4,000 to get it off the ground, and I think they got somewhere in the 1,800s.
Oh, that's too bad for those collectors, because it actually was a pretty cool piece. Not for me, but for them, I think there was some collectors who really wanted that.
It was really, really, really well put together. I had just wondered, though, had it been the helicarrier thing from the G.I. Joe, the movie opening, if that one would have sold.
That could have got more backers.
Yeah, this weird Cobra mothership, it was terrific. It came with figures. You could do a $75 add-on to get some more O-ring Vipers that they're doing for that. But
are they still going to release those?
Well, I'm gonna scoot away from lamenting that and ask if you happen to see that little video segment with the dude from Super 7 and Pixel Dan.
No.
Okay, so here's kind of a really blockbuster thing I think you're gonna like. Super 7's in the O-ring business now.
Really?
Super
What kind
7,
of O-ring?
they are going to be doing characters based off of the comics and the Sunbow cartoons.
Okay, so they're not doing like one for one
So
reissues. They're making new O-rings.
Yeah, it's not going to look like the stuff that Hasbro's putting out. The O-ring figures there, they're going to retail at $20 a piece. They're going to be at mass retail, and I expect that we're going to get slightly less detailed sculpts in favor of like the cartoon looks. But we're going to get an O-ring Duke with his deeper khaki tan color and yellow hair instead of Duke with the suspect shaped head sculpt.
We're going to get him with
proper rifle goes in, but but Snake Eyes in the purple. Maybe they'll do the thing with the exposed hands.
The flesh colored hands.
Yeah, but we'll get a terrific probably Cover Girl and Lady J, and Scarlet will look great. So I think that they're going to start dropping fall of next year.
Oh, okay.
So Super 7's doing the O-rings, and they'll probably scale the accessories back. They won't come with the full like Hasbro loadout where you get all these extra guns. It'll probably be
one or two things.
If we're lucky, we're getting Duke with like the standard issue G.I. Joe rifle, maybe Snake Eyes with a sword and a rifle.
Right.
But do they need it? No.
I've got enough weapons in my weapon stash to give them if they need it.
Take my effing money.
Yeah.
God dang it.
What's gonna be the seller for me, Steve, is the card art. It's got the card art is going to be what's going to sell it for me.
Are they
going to have if they're going to base it off of Sunbow? Are they going to have Sunbow art on the card art? If they're going to base it off the Marvel, are they going to have Marvel on the card art?
I have a feeling that it will be Sunbow based, and Marvel based looks. So, kind of like what they have been doing already. But I wouldn't mind if it went just a little bit simpler. The stuff they're doing with the 5 points figures. So hey, I'm excited.
No, I am too. I mean, O-rings is always are like the perfect figure. I think you have 5-point articulation, which honestly you don't need more than that for play. But for O-ring articulation, I think it's better. It hits that articulation scratch without being weird looking when you go into over articulation. So no, I'm all for O-rings coming back, and I'm glad Super 7's doing it. And I know that they also talked about some new classifieds.
A whole bunch of new classifieds dropped, including official images in and out of package of the retro figures for Duke and Scarlet and Recondo. And boy, I gotta tell you, nothing makes me want to jump on the classified wagon harder than seeing those new retro figures. They can do 2 concurrent classified lines. They can do classified as they're doing it, and then they can do classified as a retro and have 2 completely different card or 2 lines going, and people would buy it up. I mean the one thing that bums me out about the retro figures is they're a sealed blister card on a backer. So
you can't remove them without removing the blister.
But I mean, who else did we get? We got those, but we got looks at a whole bunch of other characters.
There's Quick Kick, there's Alpine. What was some of the other ones?
We got like a Navy diver.
A Navy diver and an Army trooper. We got those. Vamp. The Vamp, we're starting to get more of those should be coming out soon. I'm assuming they're going to be hitting like first quarter next year. Right.
So Vamp is not a HasLab, it's just a thing.
No, Vamp is it's going to hit the shelves.
That is awesome, dude.
Yep. And that's one that I'm like, that's one I really want. Like when they start talking about 6-inch vehicles, like, oh, the Hiss is cool. The $300 Dragonfly was cool. But where's my Vamp? Give me my Vamp. And so that's the one I'm like, yes, finally, now we're getting to what we need.
Going to be really hard to pass on the Skyhawk if I see that out there. Going to be really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know
Uh,
what would be even cooler? A to scale 6-inch Mobat, man. How big would that thing be?
that's a HasLab.
That's gonna be a HasLab. If they do it, that would be so cool though. And it would have to be motorized. Like, don't give me a Mobat that's not motorized.
Yeah, I actually liked uh, the Mauler better, but Mobat is iconic,
Hmm.
right? Like that's the iconic vehicle.
Yep.
They also showed some images. They didn't show the figures, but we're getting Starduster.
Are we really?
We are, yeah. Yeah, they showed his art in a slideshow, like what they were gonna get to. So
Really?
boy, I gotta give it to them. These guys are really digging deep to grab characters. We've gotten some that
Wow.
I think
There's
are
still
really
some characters that
ridiculous.
we haven't seen yet that I'm really wanting to get. I want them to complete the original run of the green shirts, right? Give me Flash, give me Slam, give me well, we're getting Clutch with the Vamp. Um,
We
give me
got
Zap.
Breaker, but we didn't get a classic Breaker.
Yeah, we didn't get a Classic Breaker.
He's very cool though. The Breaker we got's rad.
Well, yeah. I mean, but we still need a Zap. We still need a Short Fuse. So there are some that I'm like, we need to start seeing these ones because you get right now we're like at a half roster of the original green shirts. So we got to see those. We got to see
They'd
those.
make great,
Hasbro
great.
is not doing anything wrong. They're so far still they're doing everything right. For GI Joe and Transformers, I think they're just man.
The stuff that I consider to be fillers has been few and far between.
Yeah.
So Vipra, she releases with a wave of other cool figures.
Yeah.
Is it
General Hawk
Helix?
and Buzzer and Ripper.
Yeah, Helix. It's a comic book character I don't care about. She's well designed. She looks great.
Oh,
But,
sure.
I read IDW and she was part of that. But
She just doesn't hit
we
that
get a
vintage.
Helix, but they pepper in with other characters. So Hasbro's done a really, really good job. And then that when somebody asks for an exclusive, you get all the Tiger Force and Python Patrol
Right.
at Target. And I'm sure Night Force will be next.
Yeah.
They'll get some. They'll figure out ways to repaint them. Slaughters, Marauders.
And people
If they
will
could
buy
get
them.
a Sergeant Slaughter out, boy,
Oh,
would I buy one with a triple T tank? Yep.
yep. So the only thing I need Hasbro to do is to finish that original run of Transformers. Gears was on their list. I saw that Gears was on there, but I haven't seen any leaked images or anything of what he's going to look like. I'm sure he's going to look wonky because he's got that weird ass head that nobody can seem to get right. And then they need to give us Wind Charger. So hopefully once they get those two, then that'll be the original run of Autobots, right?
Yeah, I suspect we'll see them. We got New York Toy Fair in February.
Yeah.
Now is kind of the time when stuff starts to traditionally slows down, but Hasbro's done this thing where they just like, here it is, and it's
and
it's
out
like
of nowhere
really
too.
awesome drops.
Like they had all this chance to show it at like PulseCon and all these other things, and then they're like, hey, here's this one that nobody really pays attention to. By the way, here's like 7 things that everybody wants.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Indeed. Yes.
Right.
Did you see that window boxes are coming back?
I did see that. Thank you. Thank you. That's another one that people want because what are collectors? We're displayers as well. So
yeah, I thought that was a really odd place to make a sacrifice because that little, you don't even need the plastic. You can still package all the accessories down at the bottom of the box.
Yep.
You can tape it, do all that business. But what's a little square hole in there to let you see the
let
figure,
me see
like
the
what
figure.
they do with Transformers. So I'm glad that they're doing that.
Other companies clearly aren't going that route, like Mattel, right? Still very, very plastic packaging centered. So
I know it's an eco thing, but can they just make a plastic that biodegrades faster once it's exposed to like moisture and UV? Something that breaks down a lot quicker.
as long as the packaging is made out of that and not my toys, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Well, yeah, because like, what's a collector do? Closes the window, no sunlight, keeps the temperature down,
yeah,
controlled. So you never got to worry about that stuff, disintegrating in a collector's hands. But once it gets in a landfill, plastic that degrades it with UV and element exposure. They can make something up. And
I think they could easily.
they can slap that, they can make a little wafer thin piece that goes over, that creates a window in a package. It's got to be there. And I would think that would be just as good as having the cardboard that they're anticipating doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I'm glad they're coming. I'm glad they're making a comeback to it, because there have been stories, have you seen them online, where somebody buys a figure and returns it, and because there's no window, you don't know if you've actually got the figure in the box or not. And some people have opened them and found that they did not get the figure that they thought they were getting.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
And then or even just quality control issues. Like, we used to be able to look in and be like, oh, I'm not getting this one because the eyes are not quite painted right, or this guy's leg is clearly hanging off his peg. I'm not going to pick that one up. We don't have that option anymore with a windowless package. So I think that's one other reason why collectors want it back.
Yeah, and you bring it back in the store and they're like, oh, it was the wrong one in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, because somebody before me returned it to
Exactly.
the wrong one in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they take advantage of the people at the counters not giving a shit, right? They're like, hey, I'm taking this back. Oh, okay, yeah, you're returning this Masters whatever thing. It doesn't matter. Yeah, here's your money. Go. And then they put it back on the shelf, and then you get some guy like me who's like, oh, it's the God damn it.
You're like, oh man, I can't wait to get my hands on this new shipwreck. Open it up, dump it out, and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin inside of there.
It pops out John Cena with the John Cena theme.
I wish I couldn't see you right now. If I do this, will it change back to the G.I. Joe that I wanted?
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Is that all the news we got?
Brother, that's what I had to share.
That is a good news segment. We got a lot of news to share lately, so that was good.
Yeah, very exciting time still. Very exciting time to be a collector. I'm going to give one more little heads up, because I'm not sure when this thing's going to get out, but gigantic clearance sales on Entertainment Earth, blah, blah, blah. Right now you can get the Super 7 Ultimates, Joe's, that first wave, for like less than half price.
What?
At
really?
one point they were $12-13 a piece, and you could just get them off there. So
is that the Snake Eyes and Duke?
Yes.
And Bat?
Cobra Commander and Bats. Yep. Go check it out on Entertainment Earth, and get out to your Rosses and Marshalls. Tons of overstock classified figures are getting in there. You're getting Crimson Twins and Tiger Force Outbacks, and you're getting them for like $3.99 or $5.99. I wanted another Sergeant Slaughter, never found one of those for $9.99. And the 25th anniversary or 40th anniversary, sorry, Masters of the Universe He-Man from Masterverse, that terrific figure.
Yep.
$5-6.
Oh,
so
totally.
Get out there, man.
That's a steal.
Hunting. I have one in box, and I was gonna buy another one if I could find it and I have one out of box. But what's better than He-Man for $4? That terrific.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty good. Right on. All right.
So yes, that's the end.
That's it.
No
that's
more.
The end. All right. So it's a good time to be
No
out there
more.
and be a toy collector. Remember, it's Christmas time, so buy your favorite toy collector something nice that he's going to put on his shelf. Go out to Steve's Facebook page. What is it? Toy Collectors.
Plastic Adventures, Toy
Plastic
Community.
Adventures.
Yes.
That's it. Blah, too many of those.
And
then
go find Doug
on
Instagram on the Toyman 80s with a bunch of underscores in there.
That's me. Yep. And so I post pictures pretty much all the time. Whatever I find stupid or whatever I find entertaining, that's usually where I put it. So if we don't see you for a while, know that we're thinking about you, but we're probably looking at our toys, or we're working and being adults. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.